The sky is still gray. We leave the now empty church. Surprised it isn't half destroyed by what Archer did. Oh, so you guys are done, huh? Then, I see a familiar spearman in front of me. Saber glares at him while supporting me. She's tense. She's so tense that she might slash him if he takes another step. No, you're mistaken, Saber. He helped us. For once. He take a break from getting killed all the time. Doesn't like every route he dies. Pretty sure in every route he dies. Yeah, he does. Huh? Did Lancer help you, Shiro? Yeah, don't fight him now if possible. Saber stares at Lancer in astonishment. It seems he's enjoying Saber's reaction. I understand, but why, Lancer? Are you conspiring? Huh? Are you stupid? Of course I'm conspiring. I won't help someone unless I'm plotting something secretly. So I'm going to betray you. Yeah, he's pretty much saying he's gonna just betray us. Well, thanks for being honest about it, I suppose. I knew he was that kind of guy, but he's thorough as he's making fun of Saber as well. Huh? What's so funny, Shiro? Was I laughing? Yes, you were. I guess I was mistaken. It seems I do not need to support you if you're well enough to laugh. Oh. Just drop him, and drop kick him. Saber is mad. It's bad, but I'm relieved. Saber's just like before. Our connection is lost, but she's here just like before. Then, what's there to regret? Sorry, I guess I let my guard down. Now's not the time, right? No, we should rest for now, even if we are to rescue Rin. Lancer, I do not know what your intention is, but your job should be over. Leave now. I will not fight you here. With this, Saber goes down into the clearing. Hey, everything went well. Or, I guess not. What happened, kid? Archer took Tosaka. We're going to go rescue her. Suppressing my dizziness, I meet his gaze and answer him. What? Hold on. What's going on? I'm sorry, but I don't have any energy left. I'm not able to explain such a long story. I should go home and... Archer's objective is to kill Shiro. He has abducted my master, Rin, and requested a one-on-one fight with Shiro if we want her back. Her life will not be guaranteed unless we go to him within a day. Well, it helps me out if you can do the explaining, but it does nothing to explain this situation to Lancer. Damn, you really did it this time. Then, he takes off his friendly face and grits his teeth. Lancer? So what? He betrayed that young lady not only once, but twice? How unchivalrous of him. Yes, that would be the case. What about it? This isn't the time for that. Damn, I've changed my mind. This was the only help I was going to offer, but let me help you a bit longer. I won't be able to have peace of mind like this. Having said this, Lancer starts walking. Saber watches Lancer silently. I understand how she feels. He's saying that he'll come with us. I say, what kind of magic did you use to get him on our side? Saber sounds more shocked than amazed. Well, I say, sir. Unfortunately, I don't have the energy to reply, as my words are starting to hurt again. No, first of all, I'm the one who wants to ask that question. And I recall his dream. The memory of the guy that was set up as a hero. The story of a knight whose end came at a place I can't reach. This hill is his world. This desolate land is what the man who kept on fighting for others obtained. I guess he smiled and died in satisfaction in this place. He's seriously stupid. That's right, it just makes me mad. He's tried his best, worked hard even though he's an ordinary person, and finally obtained a miracle with his blood. Then it'll be a lie unless he becomes happy. If he made many people happy, he should become happier than all of those people combined. But he did not receive such a reward. What he obtained in its place was the fate to be summoned as a guardian after his death. That's right, why didn't I realize that simple fact? The guardians are summoned into every age. Doesn't that conversely mean that they are summoned from every age? From the present and the past. Heroic spirits can be summoned from the future. Since guardians are pushed into a seat away from the time axis, the concept of time does not exist for them. As soon as one becomes a heroic spirit, they sublimate into something other than what they used to be when they were human. Then, it is possible for a guardian to be summoned into a place and age they lived in when they were alive. It's vexing when I think about it. It's because neither of them is saved. The one that watches his previous self, the one that watches his eventful self, they will both be hurt by the gulf between them. I know the end of this big idiot who tried to be of help to others. He became a guardian by choice. He thought that it would be great if he could keep saving people even after he died. He could not save people when he was alive because he was powerless, but he had believed he could avert every tragedy as a heroic spirit. Thinking so, he made a contract with the world, gave his body after his death, and saved 100 or so people. He believed that he would be able to save more, tens of thousands of people, after his death. But such hope was betrayed. Heroic spirits are summoned only into hell. They appear only when the world is about to be destroyed by people. Humans are beings that will perish from their own doings, so the process of destruction must always be the same. He was summoned only into these hells, the land of death where the ones he wanted to save were already dead. He killed even more humans. The boy who stated he just doesn't want to see anyone cry could only see crying humans forever. There's only one thing I can say. He has been betrayed by many things. And in the end, he was betrayed by the only thing he believed in, his ideal. I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body and fire is my blood. I've created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death, nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons, yet those hands will never hold anything. So, as I pray, unlimited blade works. That is the only spell given to him. What is that? I'm so mad I want to hit him and scold him. I, Tosca Rin, have never had any hardships in my life. So I might not have the right to say it, but I believe in working hard and going through pain. It's wrong not to be compensated for your fights. I wouldn't say you've never had any hardships, especially considering your father was pretty much murdered. That's why I'm angry at his uncompensated life. And most of all, I can't leave him be because he ended up cursing his life. You're my servant, so I'm only going to do what I believe is right. I'm not as loose as Miyashiro, but I do have some things I cannot give up. I won't give it up no matter who's telling me so. That's right. That's why I decided that as long as I'm his master, I will believe in my path like he used to do. That's about all I can show to him. That's the only way I can repay him. It mightn't have been meaningless, but still. I do it so that Archer, the one who lost his own past, can realize that his life was something he can be proud of. Huh? The first things I notice after I wake up are the sensations in my limbs. They hurt and I can't move them. I'm tied up. I'm sitting on a chair and slept in a bad position. I don't want to admit it, but this is the worst possible situation. I can't do anything. My hands are behind the chair and restrained by something like handcuffs. It goes the same for my legs, and I can't even stand up. The handcuffs and the shackles are magic resistant, and my magic circuit is so messed up that I can't even create magical energy. Now that I've checked my situation, I survey my surroundings. It's cold. This room made of stone has no heater, and it's a ruin that hasn't been used in a while. It's dark outside the window. From the looks of it, I think it's around 10 o'clock at night. So, what do you intend to do, Archer? I glare into the darkness. By the pillar. The knight in red is sitting on a pile of rubble. It's nothing. You're just bait to lure out Miyashiro. You should know that. Shiro would come even if I'm not here. You should know that. You're right, but it would be inconvenient if you're there with us. I'll have you stay quiet here until the matter's settled. Archer says so without appearing in front of me. There's no sign of his previous friendliness. He is a calm cleaner now. I see. So you will kill Shiro no matter what? Yes. Such a soft person should die. He answers as a matter of course. I can only see the shadowed side of his face from here. His expression is cold and he looks like he has a mask on. That makes me seriously angry. Huh. I know without being told that Shiro's soft. I breathe in. It'll end once I say this. My Archer will never return once I say this. I take a breath and glare at the guy in the shadows. But I love that soft part of him. He should be like that. I'm saved by having a guy like him. But what about you? You went so far, but you think that holding a selfish ideal is wrong? You fought over and over for other people. You got betrayed over and over, and you were forced to clean up after them over and over. Were you disgusted with humans after that, Archer? I get even more angry as I speak, and I'm screaming it out now. Archer doesn't answer. The face in the shadow is a face I've never seen before. Yep. So Archer's pretty intent on killing Shiro. Surprise, surprise. You cannot save everyone. When I heard this from the man I believe could save anyone, I felt resistance. Look, Shiro. A superhero can only save the people he has sided with. I didn't like those words either. I didn't want the superhero himself to say these things. Since that time, Miyashiro's whole life may have been focused on overturning those words. There's no need for sacrifices. Nobody will get hurt if you work hard and do your best. My father should have yearned for that as well. So, yeah, I'm relieved. I cannot look away from his last moment. Tosuke told me such a life is unnatural. I know. I realized that a long time ago. There's no world where nobody gets hurt, nor can one seek happiness without hurting others. Such a utopia does not exist anywhere in this world. Miyashiro's search for superheroism is just hypocrisy. There's nothing at the end of helping people. So, I know that without being told. It is a false life that can neither save yourself nor others. Yeah, even if it may be true, I won't let you say it. I don't care if anyone other than him denies it, but I won't let him say it. We have the same beginnings and even I may eventually become like him. No, all the more if that is the case. That is why I have to deny him. As he does not approve of the former Miyashiro. I will not approve of him as long as I exist. Even if this dream may be a distorted one. If I've believed in it, and if I'm going to believe in it, I wake up. I look at the clock right away and see it's 11 o'clock right now. Are you awake, Shiro? Sitting Japanese style, Saber greets me in a calm voice. It's been half a day since I came home from the church. She must have watched over me since I fainted. Yeah, I'm awake. My body's fine. I'm not tired and my headache's gone. I get up from the futon. My limbs are fine now. The magic circuit I overused is still exhausted, but it hasn't burned up. Well, you were about to die yesterday, so that's a little bit surprising. Are you going, Shiro? Saber suddenly asks. The answer's obvious, so I silently nod back. I see. Then I shall go with you. But Shiro, Rin is my master. It is my role to save her. I will stop Archer, so... No. You got it backwards, Saber. I'll fight Archer. I interrupt Saber. She looks at me uneasily. No, Shiro. Archer is your... She hesitates to finish her sentence. I know. I've probably known who he was from the first time I met him. I've opposed him without reason from the first time we met. I stubbornly hated him, thinking that I could not approve of him. It's natural. People can only look away when faced with their own mistakes. Yeah. But that's why I can't approve of him. I have to settle my score with him. I stand up. My body feels great. There's only half a day left until the deadline. I can't spend any more time resting. Shiro. I don't have any right to say this, but please, Saber. I'll fight Archer. Don't help me, no matter what happens. I bow as I ask Saber. There is no need to act like that, Shiro. I shall obey if that is your wish. I've sworn to be your shield. I shall observe your fate until the very end. That's one of the things that I like better about this route, is that Shiro is just more of a badass here. He's not just gonna like stand by and let Saber fight his battles for him like in Fate. I mean, he didn't really all the time, but I felt like, except for like near the end of it, he kind of just let Saber fight his battles for him and he didn't try to fight himself. Or he was, well, in this one, I think in that one he was less competent. In this one he seems to be more competent in battle. Her answer is perfect. Her clear voice sweeps away the uneasiness within me. Thank you. It's reassuring to know that you'll be watching me. Yes, I'm glad you were like that, Shiro. She smiles back. We're prepared for departure now. We leave my house. Who would have thought I would go to that castle again? Hey, you guys aren't listening to me, right? Huh? Huh? We both turn around. Oh, come to think of it, Lancer was still here. Oh, you have more free time than I thought, huh? It just slips out. Yeah, that's when you're not getting killed. He must be self-conscious as he doesn't try to retort. Lancer, I do not know where you are planning, but there is nothing to gain from following us. Archer is a servant without a master. I do not think your master would want to defeat such a person. I know. I have no intention of fighting Archer. You can rest assured that I won't butt in on the fight. Then why are you going to come with us? If you want to settle the match with me, I can do it right here. Probably use gay bulg on you again. No, I'll pass on that. I have no intention of fighting against your master. Rather, I want to sell her some favors. I want her to be in debt to me. Saber glares at Lancer. Getting real tired of your shit, Lancer. And Lancer ignores her. Okay, do as you wish. We can use all the help we can get in saving Tosaka. Sure, Lancer is an enemy. You cannot make such a rash decision. That should be alright. He's twisted, but he won't lie. First of all, he's not the sneaky type. He'd come fight us straight on before he would try to trick us. And that is true, but... Well, I'll turn him down if you don't want to. But he'll follow us even if we let him be. So isn't it easier for us to have him near us where we can keep watch? You are getting better at making excuses, Shiro. Well, a lot has happened. Well, that's that, Lancer. We won't concern ourselves with you, and you don't bother us. Let's go together if that's fine with you. I say to the guy who's watching us with a smile. I don't know, Shiro. Lancer's charmed many women. He might try to charm Saber, too. Good enough! Wow, you guys are a great combination. She's total waifu material. Saber's stubborn, so I'm glad you're more mature now. Are you calling me immature? That's not true. Shiro is the stubborn one. You do not know how much trouble I've been through. What? Are you going to tell me if I ask? Fine. We have some time until we get to the castle. Let's entertain ourselves on the road with your stories. Well, this one time Shiro wouldn't make me food. Why do I need to explain such a thing to you? You have nothing to do with this. Saber roars at Lancer. Wow. I guess Saber doesn't get along well with Lancer. But I never thought that Saber would get angry like Tosuka. And also make the same face. Oh well. Let's get going. We don't have time to be playing around. We have to get to the castle as quickly as possible. I leave the two and start walking. Shiro! I'm not playing around! She must still be mad as she yells at me. Lancer follows us from a distance. Be careful, Shiro, she might eat you. It's midnight right now. I know how far the castle is from here. We should make it in time. We'll probably get there around dawn. We start to walk to the masterless old castle. It is daybreak. The knight in red is leaning against a pillar and staring at his arm. Putting his strength into his fingers, he makes a fist. His body is only half responding. Even heroic spirits cannot maintain their existence in this world without their masters. He still exists because of the special class ability of Archer, but he's almost at his limits. His remaining strength is not even a tenth of his original power. His muscles are weak, and his body will slowly disappear if he loses focus. But there's no problem. Even if he has less than a tenth of his original power, it is enough to kill Emiya Shiro. Considering the difference in their abilities, this isn't even a handicap. Therefore, it will end once they fight. His one and only objective will be accomplished here. That's right. He has waited for this time. He has endured the endless repetition hoping for this chance. He has awaited a miracle that would not occur, a miracle with a probability close to 0. And his wish was granted. No, it is about to be granted. He does not care what awaits him afterwards. He will kill his own self with his own hands. The hopeless, futureless wish is what kept him going after he wore out. Was it long? Or was it an instant? He is an existence that disappears after each summoning. His memory does not remain, no matter how many times he repeats the cycle. It only stays in his body as knowledge. Heroic spirits recognize other heroic spirits because of these accumulated facts. It's just like a book. Every time a heroic spirit is summoned, the book with its story is sent to its home. The heroic spirit itself remains in the house, reading these books. The trouble is that the one at the house does not know when these books arrive, or when they arrived. Past or future does not matter. All the books are already in his room. His only way of measuring time is to read the records of his cleaning that he will accomplish. It makes no difference if it's eternal or instantaneous. Eternity is instantaneous, and an instant is eternal. Therefore, he does not know how rare this miracle is. He does not know if this is the first time or the 1000th time since he obtained this hope. All he has is unordered knowledge. Past, present, and future are meaningless for heroic spirits. A guest, huh? I chose this place because I was told there would be no interruptions here. The knight in red suddenly gets up. Did his ears hear the sound of the intruder? Footsteps echo through the silent castle. Wow, I'm surprised, Tosuka. I was dubious, but you really are here. A voice echoes. The rude intruder is a boy called Mato Shinji. Oh, don't do anything violent, okay? I don't have any business with you. You have no business with Tosuka either, right? Then isn't it meaningless for us to fight here? Mato Shinji walks forward with light steps. He is looking at Tosuka, who is tied up. The girl glares silently at the intruder. Oh, she's tied up. That's just what I like. That must delight him. He licks his lips in satisfaction and walks to the girl. So you're into S&M too, aren't you, Archer? Do you also have a sister complex? I know I do. What? Stared down by the knight, Mato Shinji looks up in annoyance. What? You want to fight me? Are you serious? You'd be no match for me. I'm pretty sure he would decimate you, Shinji. Shut the fuck up. He smiles and turns back to the entrance. There stands a man with golden hair, the 8th servant, Gilgamesh. He is literally a disaster. The golden servant looks at the knight with cool eyes, but within them, the red eyes only show the intent to brutally kill the enemy in front of him. The knight in red is still silent. It makes no difference even if Mato Shinji appears or if the strongest servant is ready to attack him. The knight calmly stares at the uninvited enemies. You're scared, right? It's nothing to be ashamed of. He's killed Berserker. It's natural for you to be scared. Do you want Rin, Mato Shinji? Huh? Yeah, of course. There's no other reason for me to come to this castle. I see. Then wait until this is over. I will give her to you after I kill Miyashiro. She is mine until then. It cannot be helped if you cannot compromise on that. It will be regrettable, but you will die here, Gilgamesh. The knight's eyes remain on the golden servant as he speaks. Very funny, you fool. Were those words reason enough for the man to kill Archer? The golden servant identifies the knight in front of him as a target he must kill. Hold on, Gilgamesh. Don't be rash, and let's be smart. Come on. He says he's going to give her to me, so I'll let him. Archer doesn't have a master. I'm sure no master would make a contract with a servant that betrayed so many people, so he'll disappear if we let him be. I can take Tosca after that. Mato Shinji smiles and stares at the knight in red. It looks as if he's enjoying the fate of the one who is about to disappear. You're smart, Mato Shinji. That's an intelligent decision. You are a most fitting master, in a sense. Oh, you show promise. How wasteful. I would have made a contract with you if you came to me. Stepping away from the knight, Mato Shinji claps his hands happily. But I'm sorry, I don't need any more servants. It's unfortunate, but you'll have to disappear. You do not need to tell me. So what will you do? Will you fight me, or wait until I disappear? Yeah, I'll wait. We'll protect Tosca until you kill Emiya. Protect her, in quotations there. Big quotations. But yeah, that thing is mine already, right? Then I can do anything to her, right? That wasn't the agreement, Shinji. He stares at the knight and Tosca Rin with snake-like eyes. His words are to test the loyalty of the knight. To that, I've promised Miyashiro that she will not be harmed. But that promise is over at dawn. You can do as you wish when the time comes. The knight in red replies with an emotionless voice. Did you hear that, Tosca? Your servant is selling off his master. Sneering laughter echoes in the dirty room. The knight exits as if he's not interested. Archer passes by Gilgamesh. Archer ignores his mocking gaze and walks into the hallway. At that instant, Faker. The King of Heroes says so as if despising him. It's daybreak. There is less conversation as we make our way through the forest, and the silence gets heavier. I, Miyashiro, must fight that man when we get to the castle. There's no chance of victory, and a certain loss awaits. I know I'll just be killed once we start fighting. I'm not scared, but it's not because I'm prepared for it. If you talk about dying, that man is already dead. It is equivalent for Miyashiro to be dead the moment I figure that out. That being the case, I have no reason to worry. We go through the castle gate. Saber looks gloomy, maybe because she knows what kind of a fight awaits us. What's troubling is him and me. No matter who gets killed and who survives, the one to be eliminated is the same. Her desire to stop the ridiculous fight is causing her pain. Her eyes stare at the sky sharply, and maybe she's angry at the meaningless battle. Well then, the hall is a ruin now. This place, covered with the morning mist, will become our place of death. You're finally here. You're late, Emiyashiro. A cold voice echoes. The familiar voice comes from the second floor. The man is standing at the top of the stairs, which are lit by the morning sun. His red outfit is far away and his figure is hazy in the white glare. But I can see him. I can see my enemy in detail. That should be the same for the man with the hawk eyes. The servant with the role of archer given to him. He is an archer, but not an archer, and he has a contradictory existence that has many noble phantasms, yet carelessly destroys them. All his noble phantasms are duplications, and the fact that he's able to produce swords in infinite number is his noble phantasm. I was the only one who did not realize his true identity. Heroic spirits are summoned from every age. If nobody from the past corresponds to him, then the heroic spirit must be from the future. I finally realized now. There shouldn't be two of that pendant. That pendant is... Yes, that is the pendant you held on to throughout your life after you were saved. It is the one and only memento of Tosuke Rin's father. It is impossible that two such pendants should exist. If Emiyashiro held on to the pendant throughout his life as he says, then... A catalyst is always needed to summon a heroic spirit. As when you summon Saber, there has been a connection between the summoner and the one summoned. Tosuke Rin did not have a catalyst to summon a heroic spirit. Therefore, she thought that she had no connection with the servant she summoned. But no heroic spirit is summoned by chance. A physical connection is absolutely necessary between the summoner and the heroic spirit. If he's right, there can be only one answer. If Tosuke did not have a catalyst connected to Archer, then... Yes, it is when the heroic spirit has a catalyst connected to the summoner. The jewel is the only one of its kind. My life was saved, but I did not know who saved me, so I held on to the pendant which I thought belonged to my savior. That's the answer. If he has Tosuke's pendant, then there is only one person who he can be. Heroic spirit Emiya. The future me. The heroic spirit before me is Emiyashiro, who perfected his skills and made his ideal come true. The knight in red, Archer, looks down at me from the top of the stairs. There's no one around him. He is standing alone in this vast hall. Archer, where's Tosuke? I have left her somewhere in this castle. You should hurry if you are worried about her. You were late, so I gave her to Macho Shinji, since he came earlier. What? What? I kept my promise with you. I will not harm her. But Shinji might. But it does not concern me what other people do to her. But the result is pretty obvious. Mato Shinji feels hatred and lust towards Tosuke Rin. One does not need to think what he will do to her. He might not be able to restrain himself if she provokes him, so he might be killing and raping her right now. God damn! How could you do that, Archer? I get pissed off. How can he say such a thing so calmly? Ugh, don't get impatient, kid. Leave the girl to me. I'll go save her. Lancer? Then she'll have sex with me, but willingly. I'll just charm her. It's an order from my master. My entire reason for joining you was to keep that girl from dying. Still, this was rather comfortable. I didn't feel bad yesterday. It's rare for me to like my job. With those words, Lancer ignores Archer and heads to the West Terrace. Lancer, don't worry about it. I'm doing this out of my own interest. Well, I've been given many disgusting orders up to now, so I'll at least follow through on this one. You can concentrate on your own affairs. Okay, I'm leaving Tosca to you. He lightheartedly replies with a yes. Then, Lancer stops and turns around as if he remembered something. Hey, what are you doing, Saber? You're coming too. Saber lowers her eyes painfully. No, I will stay here, Lancer. She stands next to me and replies unlike a servant. Are you serious? That girl's your master now, right? You should be protecting your master. I understand that, but I would like to stay here. I need to watch over this fight. Fine, do as you wish. Lancer leaves. He easily jumps up to the terrace and disappears into the passageway. Archer does not do anything. It's as if he's saying Tosca is useless now. I step over the rubble and walk forward. I'm heading to the center of the room, at the foot of the stairs. Forcing down her emotions, Saber stands still to watch over our battle. You won't do anything, huh? That's good. If Saber interrupts me right now, I'll have broken my contract with Rin for nothing. I can hear Saber's hesitation. Saber takes a quick breath and replies to the man at the top of the stairs. I will not interfere. I will not do anything during your battle with Shiro. Very good. I can kill him at ease. Yes, but please answer me before that. Why are you trying to kill Shiro? There's nothing to explain. Just as he cannot approve of me, I too cannot approve of him. That cannot be true. You are Shiro. You are the ideal of Emiya Shiro. The one who became a hero. So why are you trying to kill yourself? Why do you think? The hero called Emiya and the inexperienced Emiya Shiro are two separate beings. We cannot exist at the same time unless that is the case. That is because you became a servant. I heard that guardians can be summoned into the age in which they lived, since they are not bound to the time axis. You and Shiro, you should be the personification of his ideal, the person he became after so much hard work. So why? She finishes in a broken voice. Why are you so different? Not responding, he starts down the stairs. He cannot answer that question. If he were able to, we would not be fighting here. Archer! Saber steps forward to confront Archer. It's fine, Saber. Just step back. I stop her with my hand and keep her at the entrance. But Shiro! I appreciate it, but talking's useless. From the very beginning, his objective has been to kill me. I guess that means in the Fate route his objective kind of failed. Saber bites her lip in frustration. Saber stares at me, then at Archer. Why, Archer? I do not understand. I heard that guardians are the ones who become heroic spirits after their deaths in order to protect people. So why are you trying to kill yourself? Guardian? Maybe something she said got through to him. He stops and looks down at Saber without emotion. You're wrong, Saber. Guardians are not the ones that protect the people. They are only cleaners. They are definitely not the heroes I once wished to become. His voice sounds different. Hatred and scorn fill it now. Archer. I did become a hero. I became a superhero, just as Emiya Shiro had wanted. A superhero. Someone who will not harm anyone. Someone who will not retreat no matter what disaster he may face. Someone who can save everyone. Someone Emiya Shiro wanted to become. And that man became such a person? Archer? Yes, I certainly did save some people. I have made many ideals come true, and I have saved the world from danger several times. A hero. I did not reach the place I had dreamed of for so long. You became a hero. Then Shiro was rewarded, right? At the very least, you made Emiya Shiro's ideal come true. Then you should not have any regrets. Shiro was able to make his wish come true. There's no conviction in her voice. She already knows. She knows that she is only voicing her own wish. Make his wish come true, huh? I certainly did become a superhero, just like in my ideal. But all I obtained in the end were regrets. All that was left was death. I killed and killed and killed. I killed many people to act on my ideal. I killed so many that I stopped caring about innocent people, and I saved 1,000 times as many as I killed. Saber stares at Archer, speechless. So he pretty much became Kiritsugu. She looks like someone who saw her own mirror image. I feel like that's kind of somewhat of the irony of this route, is that, or well, in the irony in Fate in general, is that Shiro ends up becoming almost exactly like Kiritsugu. Like, he pretty much became what he wanted to be, which was like Kiritsugu, but Shiro didn't know, like, the type of person that Kiritsugu was. He only saw one side of Kiritsugu. He didn't see the side of Kiritsugu that was in Fate Zero. He didn't know that Kiritsugu, like, was willing to kill a ton of innocent people just to save a few people. Like, that's exactly how he was. So, I just find that kind of interesting. Yes, I don't know how many times I've repeated this cycle. I fought as often as requested, and I fought with my life in danger whenever I knew there was a conflict. I fought many times, so many times that I can't even remember now. It can't be helped, right? No matter who I save, there are always people who will perish. No matter how many conflicts I resolve, new conflicts are always created. A superhero has to keep existing as long as conflict exists. Who did he direct that to? The knight slowly descends the stairs and recounts his past. That's why I killed. I trampled on dozens of wishes to save one person. I ignored even more people to save those I trampled over. I killed scores of people, rescued only those in front of me, and destroyed many more wishes. I kept being stubborn, saying that it will end this time, that everyone would become happy. But it never ended. Conflict comes into my view as long as I'm alive. It was endless. I didn't dream of a world without conflicts. I just wanted people in my view not to cry. That is definitely my own wish. My vision expands after I save one. 10 after 1. 100 after 10. How many was it after 100? At that time, I finally realized that Imyashiro's ideal was just a convenient fantasy. Why is that? Don't ask for the obvious, Saber. You should have experienced the same thing many times already. You cannot save everyone. I assume it was a daily routine for you to sacrifice a few people to save the country. The quiet voice is rendered powerless to object. The words of the Red Knight are Saber's darkness as well. Yes, the seats are limited. There are always fewer seats called happiness than there are people to fill them. Since you cannot save everyone, someone will have to be sacrificed. And I quickly killed the ones that would eventually fall out to minimize the damage. That is what it means to be that voiced vision of the ideal superhero. The wish for no one to become sad. The desire to save as many people as possible. When the two coexist and contradict each other, there is only one solution. The only people a superhero can save are the people he sides with. If one is to lose everything by trying to save everything, it is correct to sacrifice one to save more. A superhero should save many people, right? That's why I killed. I prayed for no one to die, but I killed one to save many. I said I would not have anyone sad, but I brought despair to a few in the dark. And in time, I got used to it. To protect my ideal, I kept going against it. I only saved the people I tried to save and quickly killed the people who opposed me. I allowed someone to be sacrificed to keep protecting my ideal. That is the true identity of the hero Emio. See? Don't you think such a guy should die? That's right. The only ones a superhero can save are people he sides with. But who was it that defied those words? That is a lie. Even if that happened, you would not have protected your ideal by choosing yourself to be that someone. The knight stops for a second. A frown crosses his face. You did not go against your ideal. You only lost your path because you were betrayed by the ideal you protected. You would not think of killing yourself to atone for the sins unless that were the case. His ironic smile disappears, after coldly staring at Saber. He starts laughing like a madman. As if it's the funniest thing he's heard. Wow, that is great. Atone for my sins? Don't be stupid, Saber. I have no sins to atone for, nor have I forced such a meaningless concept on anyone. The knight calmly goes mad. He spoke in a small voice, but his laughter echoes through the hall. Yeah, you're right, Saber. I was certainly betrayed and deceived many times. I've been accused by the exact same person I saved. After giving my all to stop conflict, I was accused of being its cause, and was executed in the end. See, if I had any sins to atone for, I have already done so, right? What? Impossible. Archer, you cannot mean your end is... So that was it. But I didn't care about that. From the start, I didn't do these things to be appreciated. I had no intention of being praised as a hero. I just wanted a result where everybody would be happy. But such a wish never came true. Not within my lifetime, nor after my death. He has stopped laughing. There's only hatred in his voice now. Guardians are a colorless force that places humanity's survival before anything. The powers are in the heavens, and the Guardians appear in the world only when there's a chance of human extinction. I knew they were just slaves. I knew that people who became Guardians are removed from the circle of reincarnation and become like nothingness. But I did not care, so long as I could save people. Emiyashiro could not fulfill his oath, so I thought it would be fine if I could become a Guardian to take part in stopping humanity's destruction. But it's actually different. Guardians do not save people. All they do is clean up after humans. They take what has been done and nullify it with their powers. They do not save people. All they do is eliminate harmful people, without distinction of good or evil. They do not save people in despair. Instead, they eliminate people in despair in order to save others who are enjoying life. It's so ridiculous. How am I different from before? There's no difference. There was just more despair. He relied on greater powers since his powers alone were not enough. But it ended up being the same. He thought the power would make his wish come true, but it only made him do the same things on a greater scale. Archer, you repeated the same thing forever? I got used to it. Humans repeat things. The strong feed on the weak, regardless of what age we're talking about. And I came to realize that it is the most efficient way to prosper. Yes, I watched it over and over. Meaningless massacres, meaningless equality, meaningless happiness. I was forced to look at them even when I refused to. As a Guardian, I have no free will. I'm called by the people only to take care of the crime people have created. That is where he ended up. A being that repairs the damage caused by human desires. Guardians do not save people. Rather, they eliminate those who cannot be saved as if they never existed. Over and over, for many times he saw people nearly destroy themselves through their own actions, and he burned them down like trash each time. Save as many people as possible. The man became a hero with that one wish, but in the end, he could not make it come true even once. That's right. This is wrong. This is not what I wished for. I did not become a guardian for this! His anger is probably directed at himself. What is standing there is a worn-out corpse. The hero Emiya is doomed as always to see the ugliness of those he wanted to save. Or doomed as to always see the ugliness. He grew to hate them in the end. He grew to hate humans for repeating conflicts. He grew to hate himself for thinking that humans are sacred. I don't want to clean up after people, but as long as I'm a guardian, there's no way for me to escape this cycle. Save one exception. Murderous intent flares in his cold eyes. He isn't looking at Saber. There is only one objective for Archer, to kill his own self. But even if he dies, the real body of Emiya, who is in the place outside of the cycle and not bound by time, will not disappear. There is no elimination for Guardians. They are nothing to start with. It is meaningless to kill something that is not part of the real world. But there is one way for him to disappear. If someone who is to become a hero is killed before he becomes a hero, that hero will never come into existence. Therefore, are you going to kill Shiro here with your own hands? Yes, I kept waiting for this chance. It was a possibility close to zero. But I staked everything on it. I could not contain myself unless I believed in it. While I acted as a guardian, this was the one hope that kept me going. That is meaningless, Archer. You have already become a guardian, so it is too late. Even if you kill Emiya Shiro, who has yet to become a hero, you yourself will not disappear. That may be true, but there's still a chance, however small. Just altering the past might not be enough, but the paradox will be even greater if I'm the one to do it. If the distortion is large enough, a hero called Emiya will disappear here. And Saber. This is what I've been waiting for. I'm not looking for results now. I'm just taking my anger out on a kid called Emiya Shiro, the one who will become a clown as a result of his own stupid ideal. And the knight in red comes down to the hall. Only Archer and I stand in the hall filled with rubble. There's nothing separating us. The reason is simple. He wants to kill me, and I just want to beat him up because I don't like him. I walk to the center of the hall. I won't be able to back out once I take a few more steps. But before that... Archer, do you regret your actions? There's one thing I have to ask him. Of course. No. You should not have become a superhero. He spits those words out. And that dispels my last doubts. I see. Then we are two different people. What? I will never regret my path. I won't regret it, no matter what may happen. So, I will never approve of you. If you say you're my ideal, I'll destroy such an incorrect ideal with my own hands. That's how I've been living up to now. I've always believed that I'm right. As he says, I'm sure it's full of false courage and distortion. I've lost more than I've gained. But that's all the more reason why. I cannot withdraw for the sake of the things I've lost. I walk forward. My circuit has already started sketching the blueprint in my mind. That way of thinking is the cause of all this. There will come a time when you will reach me. There won't be such a time. It will never come. Oh. Does that mean you will be killed here before that happens? I take a step towards my enemy. We're close enough to strike at each other. We don't have any weapons. We confront each other empty-handed. Miyashiro is not a swordsman. We are beings that create swords. Then... So it seems you understand. Yes, to fight against me is to compete in projection. The twin swords appear in his hands. That night, the simple twin swords I admired in the Ryudo Temple. Rare swords that a legendary craftsman made at the price of his wife. The price of his wife. Wow, nice typo. His life, I think they meant to say. Trace on. I activate the completed blueprint and reproduce the twin swords using my image. What a bad job. The twin swords I once thought were perfect are too imprecise compared to his. An inferior illusion will become a delusion. Probably. My swords will shatter and disappear when they crash against his. I take another step. Crunch. The rubble crunches under my foot. That serves as the signal. Will you be able to keep up with my projection? You will die once your swords lose their precision. The opposing swords sweep through the air. They are drawn together like magnets and clash into each other. The search ends rather quickly. Lancer is thought to be specialized in battle, but he is actually skilled in magic. Gaybolg is not the only thing he obtained in the Country of Shadows. He is the hero who obtained all 18 of the Runes of Origin. But since he prefers to battle using his lance, the magic rarely gets used. And now is one of the rare times. Alright. The thing that flies above the floor suddenly drops. The Burkana Ruin finishes its search and turns back into a stone. Burkana Ruin? Who are you? An unfamiliar boy stands up in confusion. Lancer realizes that he knows the voice and recalls who he is. You're Rider's master. Oh, I thought you were dead already. He stops halfway. He sees Tosca Rin behind the boy. She's tied to a chair. That's fine. That's to be expected since she's captured. But there's a bit more to the girl. First of all, the chair is on the ground. She's tied to the chair, so Tosca Rin is also on the ground. Her long black hair is covered in sand and something red can be seen on her mouth. She must have cut her lip. There is also a slight bruise by her mouth. You're Lancer! What? Who allowed you to come in here? You're... The fist smashes into Mato Shinji's cheek. The light back fist blows the boy to the wall. Oh, sorry kid. I guess I let my hand do the talking. He didn't kill the boy since it was unconscious. But it would not have been unconscious if Tosca Rin looked paler and her clothes were more disordered. He would have consciously tried to blow the boy's head off if that were the case. Actually, Lancer does not care how a captive is treated, but he will not tolerate having his spoils snatched by someone else. Spoils for him are enemies he has to kill and women he favors. Lancer? Tosca Rin groans, still tied up to the chair. She must have been unconscious as her voice is not too much different from when she wakes up. Yo, it's morning. Wake up, you lazy bones. Lancer gives an out-of-place greeting and walks to Tosca Rin. Why? This is the Einsburn Castle. I know. Don't move. I'll cut your hands free. Do as you wish after that. You can go to the hall and stop the fighting idiots, or you can go home from the back door. The red lance appears. That's helpful, but... Behind you, Lancer! Lancer turns around at Rin's warning. What? The one appearing there is unexpected even for him. The corner of the room. The one walking past Mato Shinji is. Surprise, motherfucker! Stop right there, Lancer. I ordered you to help them, but not to get this deeply involved. Kotomine Kirei, the one assumed to have been killed by Castor. Kirei? Rin lets out a surprised voice. Lancer glares suspiciously at the priest. Hey, when did you change your religion? Wasn't it my master's belief not to come out into the open? I have no religion to change. You are going against my order, Lancer. I thought I told you to kill Archer. Did you fail, Lancer? He'll disappear even if I ignore him. I just came to finish up an unfinished job. But if you're here, does that mean that that kid is a pawn of yours? Do not say it like that. We're cooperating. We work together in order to obtain the Holy Grail. The priest says so without looking at the boy moaning in the rubble. I see. I knew you wouldn't die so easily. Not only were you still alive, but you were doing things behind our backs, huh? Yep. He does this in pretty much every route. You have really bad taste. What are you doing controlling that harmless Shinji? I see. You see him, so you see him as harmless, huh? You are the same as always, even in this situation. I would not be so reluctant to do this if you weren't so smart. The priest laughs. He looks and sounds as though he's giving a benediction to the dying. A chill runs up the girl's spine. At that moment, she realizes her fate. With a saintly smile, the priest gazes upon the sacrifice, who had been his pupil for the past 10 years. Hold on, Kotomine. What are you going to do with her? Did you tell a lie when you said you wanted to save your pupil? Lancer glares at his master while standing in front of the girl. It is not a lie. I have raised her to be my tool. I have deceived her for 10 years, so it would be boring if she retired so easily. That is why I ordered her protection. I have prolonged her life for only 2 days. But isn't that more than enough to show my love? The priest walks past Lancer and looks down at the girl on the ground. The girl glares at her former instructor. You fraud. I knew it was possible, but you really are a master, huh? How unfair for a supervisor to take part in the game. You were rather calm, Rin. So you did know, huh? Of course. I didn't show you my servant because I suspected you, but I didn't think I was deceived from the start. From the start? Then, the priest frowns as if the words are unexpected. What? Do you have something to complain about, Kirei? No. You said from the start, so I was merely wondering when you meant by that. The priest grins. He looks down at the girl with utmost pleasure. Hold on. Kirei, you don't mean... Are you talking about the start of this Holy Grail War? Or did you mean the previous one? With that, the girl understands everything. Her face turns pale and she looks up at the man she studied under for 10 years in disbelief. I see. So you killed him, huh? Of course. He was my beloved teacher, so it was easy to attack him by surprise. A grinding sound. The girl hangs her head and grits her teeth. You! Get lost in the afterlife, you damn priest! You have no place to be, okay? Even hell wouldn't take a bastard like you. An impotent guy like you should lay on needles in hell. The girl keeps on cursing him. Of course, the priest does not care about such things. But the boy is overawed by her change. Mato Shinji never thought Tosuka Rin would show this much emotion. Kotomine, you know Tosuka's mine, right? Only I have business with her. You can go to the church and wait for this to be over. I do have business with her. I need her to become the Holy Grail here. Mato Shinji does not understand what the priest is saying. The only ones who understand are the priests and the sacrifice Tosuka Rin. It should be about the right time once Saber and Archer disappear. I don't want her to struggle and waste magical energy. Let's quickly get this over with. The priest walks away from the girl with those words. The only one in front of Tosuka Rin is Lancer. Kotomine, you... Finish off that trash, Lancer. The vessel does not require a heart. Only Mato Shinji reacts to those words. Tosuka Rin glares at the priest, but bites her lips without speaking. The priest's smile already told her that she was going to be killed here. She understands that she will not be saved and that she won't be hurt even if she begs for her life. That's why she doesn't complain. That is the only way she can resist, and that is her will of opposition. She won't give up until the very last second. Help might arrive even at this moment, and she might be the only one that survives after this room miraculously crumbles. Well, it won't happen. She won't give up, but she also understands it's impossible. That's why she has no fear, except for one thing. She imagines that boy's expression when he finds her dead after coming to save her. She doesn't want him to cry. It angers her that she's the cause of his tears, and she doesn't know how she can apologize to him. No, she can't apologize if she dies, but she still doesn't want him to cry. Sorry, Emiya-kun. I'm retiring first. So she decides to apologize ahead of time. It does no good, but it calms her down. What's wrong, Lancer? It's just a girl. It should be easy to pierce her. You've done it many times before, if you know what I mean. The priest shows no mercy. To that. I refuse. I can't obey that order. Use the command spell if you want me to do it. Lancer replies while looking at the priest as if he's an enemy. What? The priest narrows his eyes. The master and the slave. The air inside the room freezes as they stare at each other. I see. I guess it cannot be helped. I do not like wasting a command spell on something I can do myself. He raises his left arm. The priest activates the command spell on his arm. Then I will command you. Kill yourself, Lancer. He vomits up blood, but that is nothing compared to the blood spilling from his chest. Kotomine, you. His voice is a whisper now. The spearman, Lancer's chest and heart are pierced by his own lance. Farewell. Your duties are already at an end. The man in blue armor falls to the floor. Redness permeates the floor. There's no sign of him getting back up. The spearman in blue has been defeated by his own lance at the command of his own master. The priest moves. He walks over to the girl and crouches down. Her heart. He stoops so that he can easily pull out Tosca Rin's heart. What? Kotomine! That's not what you promised. You said you'd give me Tosca. The priest gives the boy a wordless glance. No! You can't have Tosca! I have so much to pay her back for, so she has to be alive! Mato Shinji protests, his teeth chattering at the sight of Lancer's corpse. But he stops. The boy slowly retreats, unable to take the priest's stare. The priest looks from the boy back to the girl. Is there anything you would like to say in the end? I shall at least hear out your will. His words are simple. You should know what I'm thinking in a situation like this. Tosca Rin answers in her normal manner. You're right. You never give up until the very last second, Rin. At the very same time, you have this wonderful side of you that admits reality. Yes, this contradiction is very mellow. He shows no hesitation. The priest grabs the girl's breast, right on top of her heart. The girl closes her eyes at the sensation. A pierce. The heart is pierced and blood gushes out. Even after being abandoned, the room is still used as a disposal for corpses. The one to gasp is Tosca Rin. Blood drips onto the floor. The dripping sound is made by something above her. From the chest of the priest who is looking down at the girl. Blood pours from his mouth. The wound on his chest is fatal. The weapon protruding from his back is the cursed lance that always strikes the target. The priest shows no emotion. With his lips covered in blood, he turns to Lancer. Lancer, you. Too bad, Kotomine. I wouldn't be a hero if I instantly died from a wound like this. Anyone can tell that the ironic voice is bluffing. Lancer has no vitality. He has no heart, and his body is about to disappear. The demonic lance is pulled out. The priest, having nothing to show for his departure, falls and dies. No matter how great his mastery of magic or how powerful his divine protection, he's still a mere human. There is no way for him to be alive after being stabbed in his heart by the demonic lance. So it did end up like I imagined, huh? The knight leans against the wall and tries to hold up his disappearing body, but it's only temporary. Lancer will disappear once he falls to the ground. He lost his heart and his master. He is still able to maintain his body because of his dirty survival tricks. This is great! All the idiots can just kill each other! Shinji. The girl, who was staring at the dead priest, is brought back to reality by the laughing voice. What about the Holy Grail being mine? A useless guy stayed useless, huh? Mato Shinji kicks the priest's corpse. The dead man does not move. That must have pleased him, so as the boy kicks the priest's head with all his might, a heavy smacking sound echoes in the room. The sensation and the sound excite Mato Shinji more than he expected. But I won't complain. I'm not holding any grudges, and it's pitiful to keep talking to a corpse. He laughs. The boy, whose sanity is almost gone, walks toward Tosca Rin with staggering steps. Sorry to keep you waiting, Tosca. There was a lot of interference, but we're finally alone. There are only 3 more servants, and I'm sure everything will be over by the time you get tired of crying here. He literally goes on all fours and gets on top of Tosca Rin like a lizard. But it's all good. I had some business with you as well. It'd really trouble me if you died too easily. That'd be very rude, since I've been waiting so long for this. Come on, beg me, Tosca. I might save you depending on how you act. The Holy Grail is going to be mine. I might consider sharing it with you if you're going to be mine. I'm utterly amazed. Are you really that stupid? Then, even while she's tied up and being licked on her cheek by the boy, Tosca Rin speaks up. What? I'm asking you if you've learned your lesson yet. You were just used by Kyrie. Listen, that servant isn't one that can be handled. You should know that since you've been near him. You should wake up and run away. You might still have time. You should run away as fast as possible if you don't want to die. Ha! You're just begging for your life. You're the idiot, Tosca. Kotomine died. Who would get in my way now? Mato Shinji runs his fingers along the girl's body. At that instant, Mato Shinji is punched away once again. God, that's happened to him twice now. Holy shit. I'm surprised Lancer didn't get up and fucking stab him or something. He's flung to the wall. Stop it, kid. You're not worthy to touch that woman. Lancer glances at the boy and walks lazily to the girl. What? You're going to object to me when you're almost dead? The spearman stops. He now turns to Mato Shinji. You would have died in peace if you'd kept quiet. Fine, I won't kill you so easily. Come on, Gilgamesh. He wants to die in style. He raises his voice. Mato Shinji's servant, the one who can kill any heroic spirit, is summoned by his master and... Hey! Damn! What is he doing? Can't you hear me? I'm telling you to come here! His voice sheepishly echoes through the room. The golden servant does not appear. The spearman covered in blood takes another step towards the annoying boy. Damn! What's with you? Why are you trying to be cool when you're almost dead? Die already! Don't you know you're just in my way, you months? The lance is thrust. The quick thrust pierces Mato Shinji through his right shoulder. Wow, he talks a lot of shit, but he can't put up a fight. His scream tears through the room. Lancer pulls out the lance with an almost bored expression and points it at Mato Shinji's temple. Get lost. I might be almost dead, but I could still easily kill 1,000 of you. Retreating to the wall and shivering, Mato Shinji runs away. Man, he made me waste my energy. Letting out a big sigh, he walks over to the girl. The lance cuts away at the girl's bonds like paper. Thanks. You really helped me out, Lancer. She thanks him as soon as she's freed. Unmindful of the dirt that covers her, she bows to Lancer. Well, it just turned out this way. You don't need to thank me. At that instant, he falls. Lancer! She tries to catch him, but does not make it. Lancer, who was leaning against a wall, crumples onto the ground. His legs won't move. Lancer's limbs are already dead. The fact that he still got up, killed his master, and freed her is unbelievable. Gushing blood stains his blue armor red. Hold on, I'll heal your wound right away. Rin runs to the bloody spearman, but Lancer stops her by raising his hand. It's useless. A heart pierced by my lance won't heal easily. And besides, you don't have magical energy to spare. But don't worry about it. I'm used to this kind of thing. Heroes always die because of unreasonable orders. His casual talk is like always. The blue spearman does not change his tone, even on the verge of his death. The girl stands there speechless. Looking up at her, Lancer sighs as if the weight is lifted off his shoulders. Man, I guess we both ended up with boring partners. Yeah, but he was just hard to handle in my case. You're right. I would have had no complaints if a woman like you were my partner, but I never had any luck with women. Oh, bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Man, this never changes. He laughs in self-derision. Then, well, get going. I'll take him with me. You go back to your partner. The spearman in blue urges the girl. Lancer is holding the Ansu's rune. The rune containing his remaining magical energy will burn this room to ashes. Understanding his determination, the girl turns her back to Lancer. Goodbye, Lancer. I only knew you for a short while, but I also like you. She runs to the entrance hall. Whatever, young girl. Come back when you're older. He sounds happy. The room erupts in flames. The blaze burns Lancer's body and his master's corpse, without leaving a trace. The red lance and the blue armor disappear in the flames like empty illusions.